Okay guys, this is a very, very, very basic how to put on bowstrings. So a couple of steps that you should take prior to putting the bowstrings on is number one, measure the customer's brace height, measure the customer's axle to axle, measure the customer's draw length that they currently have, measure their peep height. So when they get this bow back, that this thing will be 100% feeling the exact same way that when they brought it to you. So one of the first steps I do is I pretty much just strip everything off. I put it in the bow press, strip everything off once I got my measurements. And then I just go through the process of putting the strings back on. When taking strings out of packages, be very, very careful that you're not untwisting or twisting the bowstrings as you put them back together. Like I said, this is going to be simple. I will not go into detail because I don't want to overstimulate your brain right off the bat here. First on this bowstring, this is a Bowtech Destroyer 350, by the way. So, go ahead and hook that on. And the top goes to the outside, the bottom goes to the inside. It's another thing, you want to pay attention to what ways the cables actually go through the tracks, because it can become a mess if you're not putting everything on properly. Okay. Let's go to the top cam. And by the way, these always come with little paper clips. These are squash bowstrings. For anybody that's wondering, it's Jason Meyer out of Kentucky. He builds these, and those are the strings that I use through my shop, or one of these strings I use through my shop. You can just drop that, whatever you want to do with it. Now on this bow, it's kind of tricky. Just go to the spot that's not served, slide it up under your spot that you want there. So on this one, I know that the top cam goes through the inside or the outside, and the bottom goes to the inside, and I know that by just looking at cam systems over the years. Okay. Next, the bowstring. Go get it. And on the bowstring, there's always, or most good bow manufacturers will put a piece of serving through the center of the bowstring. That'll let you know that's your peep side. Go ahead and take it to your bottom. I mean, there's no special way to do this, and it's primarily your own way. Okay, now that I've got that in there, I'll start letting a little bit out of this thing. I had to overpress it for a reason. Okay, let's make sure everything's nice and even on these yokes here. Turn these ones around. Of course, on the video, I would skip a bunch of stuff and do things wrong. Just want to make sure everything's good, even, nice. Put a little more twist in that one. Put a twist in this one. And over the years, I've learned of a few different ways to do things, and like I said, everybody's way is different. As I'm letting this bow down, if I see one yoke is a little looser than the other one, I'll go ahead and just add a little bit to it. This is a 4-yoke system, so just so I don't have to go back and redo it. You want those the same length so your cam timing or your cam lean is really straight. And a lot of people look at that, and that's just like a personal preference thing. I just do it so everything looks straight for the customer. At this point, before you take the bow out, you want to go ahead and check all of your tracks, all of your places that the string's attached to before you put it out of the press, because you'll get it about 3/4 of the way out, and as you're pulling out, you hear a big loud pop, and your string pops off the bow, and it is just a scary situation. So I go through and I examine the cam here. I've got 2 points here that are good, and this cam system here has 4 points on each cam that you want to look at, plus 2 track systems on it. Okay, this bow looks pretty good. I will press up on the string just so if anything is loose, that it will actually pop off at that point. And I'll relax the bowstring, and then go ahead and put your hand under the bow and let it out. Examine the bow over again, actually. And this string process is not done. I'll go through at this point in a couple steps to set this bow up, or set bows up in the future will be on a next video. So thanks for watching.